Hello, my name is Chef Payne and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing one of my favorite dishes to eat, a peppercorn-crusted New York strip with a brandy cream sauce. So when you go to your grocery store, this is what your New York strip generally looks like. And for me, I really don't like this fat cap right here. So I'm going to remove all that fat cap and we're going to be left with the flesh of the New York strip. So we'll take our knife, I'm just going to remove that fat cap. Because that fat cap is gristly and you would really have to render it down. It would take a long time. There are other uses for it. You could render it down with some herbs and use it to cook other things such as vegetables. But for now we're gonna discard the fat cap. And this is what we're left with. There's still some fat right there. I'm going to take a little bit of that off. Okay. See that fat right there? I'm going to remove that on the lip. Okay. And I'm just going to pound it out a little bit. Trim it down just on the side there. And this is kind of tenderizing the meat. That's gonna make it cook quicker. Just tenderizing it a little bit. Okay, hitting it with the palm of my hand. All right, so that looks good. We'll move on to our peppercorns. So I have black peppercorns, whole. We'll put them right here on our cutting board. So any pan will work. I'm using a saucepan today, and you just want to use the back of the pan, and you want to crush these. Back in a mound like that. And they really have to be crushed. If you don't crush these, the peppercorns, they won't be very palatable. So they really need to be crushed. Okay, so once you've crushed them like that, you can take your knife and go back through them. Look at that, so you're left with just this coarse ground pepper that is absolutely meant to crust a steak. Okay, so we'll take our oil, have a little olive oil. Just I'll rub it down like that. And just press these peppercorns really into the flesh of the meat. Really press them down. Okay. So we'll just let that marinate for a minute. I'm gonna clean this mess up. Okay, now that our steak is crusted in peppercorns, let's get our pan hot. So what you'll need for this application is some diced onion, minced onion, chicken stock, minced herbs, minced garlic, brandy, heavy cream, and butter. So this is our show side of the steak. That's what I call the show side. It's completely crusted. We're going to hit it with a little salt. And just press down a little bit. Perfect, perfect. So we'll add some oil to the pan. Take our steak, kind of shake it like this and let any excess seasoning fall off. Tap it a little bit. Those are those outer pieces falling off, okay? And we still have a nice crust. We can set it down, we can try to crust it a little bit more. We have a nice crust though. Okay. So the pan's hot. Gently take the steak and lay it away in the pan. Okay. So that's the noise you want to hear when you cook the steak. You hear that sizzle of the oil. It means the pan's ready, it's hot. So I'm going to add a little pressure on the steak. We're just going to let this cook. Get nice and caramelized. Those peppercorns are going to form a nice crust, a uniform crust all over the front of the steak. So you can take your tongs and move the steak around. So right now, I'll move it in one direction this way. Okay. I want to press down on it again. Those peppercorns, they become so fragrant when you cook the steak, and they're not spicy. They're a subtle amounts of heat, but they're really flavored. It's really more flavor than anything. Just about ready, almost ready. Okay, I just flipped the steak. We're gonna throw in our onions. About a tablespoon of onions or so. Now just a touch more oil. Okay, we're going to add our garlic, about a tablespoon of garlic. So when you cook the steak, there's what do you call fond in the pan, F-O-N-D, and that results from the steak caramelizing in the pan. And what you want to do is, I'm scraping right now. I'm scraping up those bits with the garlic and the onion, and that's going to be a flavor enhancement. That's going to develop really nice flavor. I'm starting to see it's getting dark. So this is where I'm going to deglaze with my brandy. So I'm going to deglaze. Okay. That's about an ounce or so of brandy. Looks good. You want to fill up the entire bottom part of the pan. The brandy complements the black peppercorns so well. With the onion and the garlic, extremely savory. Okay, now I'm going to add some chicken stock. The brandy has reduced by more than half. That's what you want to do. You want to reduce the brandy until the pan is almost dry. If you can see my pan, the brandy's evaporated, and now I'm going to add the chicken stock. And we're developing a really nice sauce. That's what we're doing. We're making a really nice sauce. The onion and the garlic with the brandy and now the chicken stock, that's the foundation. We're gonna add just a touch more chicken stock. And see, we have a nice amount of liquid in the pan. Smells amazing. So again, we'll let this reduce by almost half, not by too much. And then I have my heavy cream. So we can add some heavy cream. And once you add your heavy cream, you really want to turn down the temperature of the pan, because once you add the heavy cream, there's fats in the heavy cream. And if your pan is too hot and it's boiling, the fats will separate from the liquid and it'll break. So you really want to watch the temperature of the pan once you start adding heavy cream and butter. Okay? So I'm going to add my heavy cream. Stir it in, incorporate it. Look at this. Fantastic color. Smells amazing. Yeah, just a little more chicken stock because we don't want to evaporate it too much. This helps the sauce as well, some demi-glace. So I'm going to add about a pinch of demi-glace. I just added a touch of water to the sauce. So while the sauce is cooking, what I like to do is to find a lid, take your steak, we can slice it. It's about a medium rare. You can put it back in the pan. Put the lid on. Gently steam it. Okay, I have some butter I'm going to put in. A little bit more of that chicken stock. Some fresh parsley. Touch more water because we're making the sauce. We want to keep rehydrating the sauce. Anytime you reduce anything, it builds flavor. So just to rehydrate it and bring it back, we're going to add chicken stock, just a touch of water. Okay, it smells amazing. The steak is about medium rare, which is what we're going for, close to medium. So we have our plate ready. Let's check on our steak. It's beautiful. Sauce looks nice. I'm gonna add a touch of salt. This is what I like to do. Just grab the steak with a knife. Right on the plate. And take your sauce and just go right over the top of it. Okay, a little more fresh parsley. And look at that. Peppercorn-crusted New York strip with a cognac brandy cream sauce.